Welcome to our news and informative program on the weekly progress of the Collectivité. Children have to be active every day. Physical activity stimulates growth and leads to improved physical and emotional health. Today, research shows that the importance of physical activity in children is stronger than ever. For example, medical researchers have observed that highly active children are less likely to suffer from high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer of the colon, obesity, and coronary heart disease later in life. Exercise is also known to relieve stress, and because exercise improves health, a fit child is more likely to be well-rested and mentally sharp. Even moderate physical activity has been shown to improve a child's skill at arithmetic, reading, and memorization. But sports, not just exercise, gives a child more than just physical well-being. It contributes to a child's development both psychologically and socially. The second edition of the Collectivité's Open Day of Sports was held on Saturday, September 14th at the Omni Sports Hall in Gallows Bay. Over 30 sports associations of the island participated. The objective of this day is to inform the public about the various sports associations on the island that they can get their children involved in.
The slogan for this thing is Sportez-vous bien. And the thing is, you have to be balanced in your, whatever you do, whether you're a kid or an adult, you have to have your work, you have to have activities going on, but you also have to have all that is a sporting event happening in your life. You have to bouger with the thing. We also have the IRS that is present here with us today, and they have a big national campaign on the fact that kids have to be, of course, active in sport and in school. And of course, the message is do sport, be active, and do not just sit down in front of a PlayStation and play football on a PlayStation. Get on the field and run.
Backyard Production is an association like all the others, but our specialty is basketball. We have a club named Thunders with several categories, minim, cadets, juniors, and newly this year, a senior team and a basketball school from 8 to 12 years old. All the information is possible for parents who want to inscribe the kids, and especially encourage the children from young age to start a team sport. My information, or you go on June. You could send me a mail at junjun@hotmail.com, JOUNJOUNE@hotmail.com, or you can also contact me by my personal phone 0690 535834.
My team is Avenir Sportif Club de Saint-Martin, created in 2000. We care about the youth, children who make competition, children who want just to make sport. We care about women, adults who want to make activities. We care about everybody. So the team specifically make athletic, long jump, running, sprint. We're running on the road too. We have a section of women. There are about 30 women now. Some of them, when they come, they didn't running, but now she making competition now. So we work quietly and graduate slowly to go to the up. But we have a method to work, and we care about the human person, the person, because if you want somebody to go up, you have to understand him. So we try to do that for all of people, children who come in the team.
We're there since 1986 on St. Martin. So we educate a lot of children already. We have a lot of children already who are big now. Some of them go France back and and playing. But we take care about 100 child every year. So we have 100. We have like all kind of age, since 5 to 17 years old, and we have a other team too who gonna play and make the championship for the Guadeloupe. Yeah, but I think it's a very fashion sport because finally the society needs some discipline, and we try to give them a lot of discipline, and at the same time you have to play tough a little bit for sure, but that's the kind of society we have now, so I think that's a good thing. That's very easy. We play in Bellevue. We play on the Louis Constant Fleming Stadium in Bellevue, next to the motocross stadium. And
what days?
On Saturdays, every Saturdays from 3 to 5. So every Saturdays you can meet us up there and try it.
Parents, you too can help your children to be physically active in a number of ways, including leading by example. Be physically active yourself. Make sure that some family outings offer opportunities for physical activity, such as playing sports together, and encourage your child to walk or ride their bicycle to short trips, rather than relying on you to drive them. For further information on any sports association, please contact the sports department of the Collectivité at the Human Development Sector from 8:30 to 2 p.m. Or you may call them at 590-2959-11 or 590-2959-13. The Territorial Youth Council is the official advisory body and voice of the young people in the region they are representing. Its role is to have young people 13 to 16 years old participating in the democratic process, especially by collecting their opinion about a variety of themes that directly or indirectly affect them, to then relieve it to the local politicians. The council is comprised of 23 members, same as Territorial Council, and they are elected by their peers in 2 separate elections. The Territorial Youth Council defends young people's interests and represents them at national and international levels. This past Saturday, the council met to discuss several issues, including how to get the youth of St. Martin better familiarized with the actions of the Youth Council.
The main topic was on our campaign. We're gonna campaign to bring out the name of the Youth Territorial Council, because there's a lot of people that either don't know what it is or don't know why is it existing. So, we're gonna do a sondage, we're gonna do a questionnaire, and we're gonna get in each school, which is the collège, the 3 colleges, Quartier d'Orléans, Swaliga, and Mont-des-Accords. And we're going to do the lycée, which is the site principal, the annex, the polyvalent, the big lycée, and the annex. So we have questions prepared, and they're going to fill it out. We're going to go inside the classes, explain to them, build a bond with them. And then based on that, when we get those answers back, we're going to take them, and we're going to separate them, the good and the bad, because there's going to have some propositions that we can't do, so we're going to put them aside and take the good ones and try to do our best. The campaign should begin, the sondage should begin between the 1st and 15th of October, let's say the beginning of October, and the campaign should begin right after that. We're going to start working right after. It's very important because when you look in Guadeloupe, Martinique, Guyana, France, Réunion, and Corse, there's a territorial, no, there's a youth council everywhere, but it's not called territorial. There's municipal and regional. And the youths in St. Martin, there's a lot of things for the youths that got eliminated, canceled, or they didn't have enough budgeting or whatever. So the Youth Territorial Council in St. Martin is very important to bring back that culture and bring back that importance to we, the young people. So because the country can only advance on the young people, right? I mean, it can only advance based on us. If you have young people that are educated and know what they're about, then the country will advance. But if you don't, well, it'll just continue sinking. They can contact us by calling me, because my number is going to be on the campaign ads, and those of the counselors that wish to give their number so they can contact them, they can contact any one of those also, or they can contact Monsieur Gervais at the Service Jeunesse, or Madame Bad, Priscilla Bad, who is also at the Jeunesse Service.
Cultural heritage is the legacy of physical artifacts and intangible attributes of a group or society that are inherited from past generations, maintained in the present, and bestowed for the benefit of future generations. Cultural heritage includes tangible culture such as buildings, monuments, landscapes, books, works of art, and artifacts. Intangible culture such as folklore, traditions, language, and knowledge. And natural heritage, including culturally significant landscapes and biodiversity. Preserving the cultural heritage of St. Martin is of vital importance. It is unique and irreplaceable, which places the responsibility of preservation on the current generation. So what's being done to preserve the cultural heritage of St. Martin? Let's find out.
We had a meeting with the Fondation du Patrimoine. They were here in St. Martin, for various action that they put in place here on the island. Mostly the old prison where the museum actually is positioned. They have finance activities and work on that building, which is one of the historical buildings here on the island. So, they're just overlooking the work that was done and the situation of the museum today. Of course, we all know that the museum is closed, but we're working with the various parties and place on that building, which is the Association Archéologique Hopi State and the Collectivité of St. Martin, because the building belongs to the Collectivité. So we're working on getting it back up and on the road and going. Well, definitely, we had a meeting, not with not with this lady, but we had a meeting also with the DAC, Direction des Affaires Culturelles of Guadeloupe, where, talks are being put in place, and we're watching the signature of a convention between the DAC, which is the state, and the Collectivité of St. Martin for a plan territorial de développement des affaires culturelles here on the island. Well, at the Service de la Culture of the Collectivité, one could get some information on what is locally here on the island, but then, of course, these various services, whether it may be the DAC or the Fondation du Patrimoine, are not established here in St. Martin, but they have the Service du Patrimoine is looking for representatives here on the island, and the Direction des Affaires Culturelles are in Guadeloupe, but nevertheless, through the Prefecture, you could get in touch with them.
Conseil de quartier, neighborhood councils, are a forum for information, listening to debates and discussions on development projects in the neighborhood life, or improving the quality of life and allow better dissemination and communication to the local population. They are a bridge between the services of the Collectivité and the councillors and the local population. They force proposals and thus can submit wishes to the Territorial Council. There are 6 neighborhood councils, each having differences in what needs to be addressed in their community. On Tuesday, 2 neighborhood councils met with President Aline Hansen to discuss their issues at hand. Surprisingly, both of their major concerns was a culture center in their neighborhood.
Well, we have a lot of concerns, really. We try to do our best to prioritize some of them. I've prepared my little tableau here. So I'm not going to go through them now, but we have a lot of concern that need, some of them that can be addressed right away, and some of them over what you call a moyen term and long term.
Okay, and some of them are?
For example, we have the cultural center, we have the football field, we have security around the schools, We have some of the ravines then. We have cleanup of the roads. We have éclairage. Like I said, there's a lot of issues that we think that could be addressed immediately, and we don't expect everything to happen at the same time. But at least we just want to see that the collectivity is aware and they are prepared to take the first step, just to show that at least there's some kind of cooperation with the work that we're doing. Well, in all honesty, I started out to do a kind of investigation as to what was the reason why it has been closed for so long. I've met with the Whaling Workers Association representative based in New York. I haven't scheduled yet, but my intention is also to meet with the local president of the cultural center as well as the Whaling Workers to get their side of the story. Because there's two sides, sometimes 10 sides to the same story. So I'm not going to render any kind of judgment or any kind of any type of negative that will hinder any progress. So my approach will be completely openness. The end of the day is to get it open, and as long as there's a volunteer to make it open, I think we should be able to achieve that. Just like you say, it is a big eyesore in French Quarter. It's right there, you can't miss it. And plus, it's a source of activity for a lot of our young kids. And as you know, they used to have some classes there as well. They used to have a lot of activities. And it was a meeting point for social events in the community. So, once it's open, it's already give the community a sense of improvement, a sense of hope that we can get things done. Once it's open, then it's up to the cultural center and the association that manage it to get the ball rolling, to start the activities that it once used to have, and even improving it on that.
Well, in the meeting is a long list of, let's say in French, doléances, but we have them in different level. The tough one is the 50 pas géométriques. The people want to know if they can be the owner of the land that they fill in, if it's part of 50 pas géométriques. So we want an answer about that. We don't want to be flooded every 5 or 10 years, so they have also to do a serious job to evacuate the ponds, and we also would like to know what's going on in our culture center, and different to that, well, like the beaches, we want them to be clean, we want people to respect the distance where the chairs, we want green cars to be cleaned up, we want to see about the lights, and mostly too, don't forget that we want something for our seniors and for our youth. Well, the culture center is not functioning. We're talking about we want to do things for the youth, but the culture center is not functioning. It's not because they are not employees, it's because the building is, in French, insalubre. They have a problem with the sewage. So you cannot use the toilet and they're smelling bad scent. And there are definitely things to repair also. So that's the reason why it's closed, because the place cannot receive children at that moment.
The Procureur of Basse-Terre, Guadeloupe, which is the public prosecutor with the responsibility for prosecuting criminal cases and representing the interest of society in civil litigations, paid a visit to the President, Aline Hansen, on Thursday.
So it is a pleasure for me to accommodate the Vice-Procureur of the Tribunal de Basse-Terre here in St. Martin. He was nominated in August, and this is his first visit to the Collectivité of St. Martin. So, good morning, sir. Merci et bienvenue à la Collectivité d'Outre-mer de St. Martin. And I would give him the pleasure of presenting himself, to say where he comes from and what would be his function here in St. Martin.
Thank you very much, President, to welcome me in your office. That's our first business meeting, a very important meeting for me. Very important meeting because I will now I know you. This is I arrived in St. Martin yesterday morning. I met a lot of people since yesterday morning. I have a walk yesterday night with the police, with police officers in the road of Saint Martin, and I talk with people, and it's I'm very happy to be in your beautiful country. And my name is Samuel FINIELZ. I am 40 years old. I live in Basse-Terre. I'm attorney in Basse-Terre. And I will come here to see my prosecutor in Saint Martin, because I have a prosecutor in Saint Martin that you know, it's Mr. Noai, and I will come to see him, to see you, to work with you about every 6 weeks, and I'm very happy to be here.
On our previous edition of Our News, we explained the role of the Rector of Academy. In brief, the Rector of Academy rules the education policy in the academy he is in charge of under the authority of the Minister of Education. The Secretary General of the Rector of Guadeloupe, who is the Chief Administrator, met with the President on Thursday.
We had the visit of Monsieur Pierre-Marie Firmin, the General Secretary of the Rectorat. He came after the rentrée scolaire to do sort of a bilan, and he met with the President of the Collectivité and the department in charge with education, which is the Pôle Développement Humain, Monsieur Mehdi Boukar, and myself. We had a meeting. That meeting we talked about, various issues, of course, the rentrée scolaire, the absence of teachers that were there, and pretty likely we must conclude and say that there are less teachers absent at this rentrée than the other rentrées. So nevertheless, we still have some places where teachers are missing. So they're going to put in place a strategy to recruit locally, or to get teachers come from Guadeloupe to fill in those positions. And of course, we talked also about the Cité Scolaire, and of course information was given to him on the situation of the Cité Scolaire today in Saint Martin. And overall, he mentioned about us the meeting that he had with the Parents and Teacher Association, the Parents d'Élèves, and also with the Union for the Teachers. And pretty well we could conclude in saying that the rentrée scolaire was basically not so bad after all.
You can also catch Our News on Facebook. You can go to our page at Our News SXM. This has been Our News. My name is Keisha Brooks, and on behalf of the Collectivity of St. Martin, thank you for watching. Have a good evening.